命.
It's my life, my best friend, my lover, say the girls.
The Tamagotchi is an egg-shaped computer game that involves feeding a small baby bird. Sounds boring to me, but in Japan, they're mad for it.
Early 1990s. The toy market is slowly moving away from dolls and wooden toys. The decade sees a rise of interactive and electronic toys, fueled by advancements in technology and the increasing integration of digital components into everyday life. Among the popular toys of the early 90s are the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Turtle Ninjas action figures, Nerf guns, Mattel's Barbie dolls, and Polly Pocket playsets. LEGO is experimenting with a pirate theme by rolling out new sets and is investing in the upcoming second Legoland park, set to open in Windsor, United Kingdom. Popular toys of the decade offer physical interaction and more often tie-ins with popular television shows. But the real shift comes with the introduction of electronic toys that blends physical play with digital interactivity, such as the Nintendo Game Boy and Tiger Electronics handheld games. These products hint at the potential for portable interactive entertainment, paving the way for something entirely new. Akihiro Yokoi was watching a Japanese television commercial. A boy wants to bring his pet turtle on family holiday, so he hides it in a suitcase. When mom finds out, she scolds the boy and the turtle stays home. How nice it would be if people had portable pets, Akihiro thought. The thought quickly turned into a pitch, and in 1995, Akihiro submitted a first proposal to his previous employer Bandai, a major Japanese toy company at that time known for its Mighty Morphin Power Rangers action figures. The initial pitch was rejected, so Akihiro went back to the drawing board. Gathering information from Tokyo's Shibuya district, known as the place for shopping and entertainment with dozens of shiny billboards, he concluded that most handheld electronic games were targeted towards young boys, and to market successfully to young women, the device would have to be kawaii, which means cute in Japanese. Sure enough, the second pitch was successful. Akihiro was assigned to developer Aki Matai to work on the project. The original pitch imagined the Tamagotchi to be worn as a wristwatch, but it would have been too bulky and pricey to make given the plastic cost at that time, so as development continued, it was reimagined into a keychain. The team developed a small 5 centimeters or about 2 inches tall, egg-shaped device with a simple black and white 32 pixels wide by 16 pixels tall LCD screen and 3 buttons. They named it Tamagotchi, a portmanteau of the Japanese words tamago, meaning egg, and wachi, meaning watch. The technology behind the Tamagotchi was relatively simple by today's standards. It was essentially a small computer chip that could run a basic algorithm, generating a pixelated character on the LCD screen that reacted to user input. It had 3 buttons that allowed users to perform different actions. Giving life to a cyber chick began with the press of one of 3 buttons. Then the player had to feed it, play with it, discipline it, give it an injection when it got sick, and even clean up its digital droppings. The chick slept at night, but during the day, it beeped whenever it wanted attention. Depending on how one cared for the pet, it grew up into one of several different creatures, including a crotchety old man. There were minor tweaks made for different markets. In the toys sold in Japan, the creature on the screen eventually died, and a graveyard was shown. However, for American audiences, who generally prefer happy endings, the alien sprouted wings and flew back to his own planet. How many of you know that Tamagotchi has a backstory? The Tamagotchi are aliens from a faraway planet called Tamagotchi Planet, located millions of miles from Earth. Life was peaceful there until one day, a Tamagotchi named Oyajichi played a prank. He made the whole planet drink from his sake bottle, causing everyone to get drunk. With the planet in chaos and uninhabitable, the Tamagotchi had to flee and find a temporary home while their planet recovered. One night, on Earth, Professor Banzo, heartbroken from a failed romance, was by the Sumida River. As he stood on a bridge, a UFO crashed into him, knocking him into the river. After recovering the UFO, Banzo took it back to his lab where he and his assistant, Mikachu, discovered the tiny Tamagotchi aliens inside. Realizing these creatures needed a safe place to live, Banzo created the Tamagotchi House, an egg-shaped device with a screen and simple controls, allowing humans to care for the Tamagotchi. Mikachu began painting the shells of these devices in different colors. When she brought them to school, they quickly caught the attention of her classmates. As more species of Tamagotchi were discovered, Banzo expanded his research, sending the egg-shaped devices to labs across Japan and then worldwide, sparking a global craze. In North America, the Tamagotchi story was altered to say that the Tamagotchi came to Earth to study human life, and the part about the planet becoming drunk was left out. In October 1996, 200 prototype units were given out to high school girls in Tokyo's Shibuya district for a consumer test. The girls were surveyed about the toy over several weeks, and the final toy was launched on November 23, 1996. Bandai's marketing strategy focused on the novelty of the product and its appeal as a portable pet. Advertisements showcased the Tamagotchi as a must-have accessory that could fit in the palm of your hand and be taken anywhere, making it ideal for children and teenagers with busy lifestyles. It was an immediate success, creating a craze that quickly made the toys hard to find across Japan. Bandai took advantage of the hype by introducing shareholder-exclusive shell designs. Within months, the Tamagotchi craze spread throughout the rest of the world. Bandai gradually brought them to international markets, including Canada, May 1, 1997, Britain, May 8, 1997, the United States, May 28, 1997, South Korea, China, and Australia. To cope with high demand, the company initially tried to increase production capacity to 3 million units per month at Chinese manufacturers, but later were forced to manufacture in Indonesia and Taiwan too. The demand for Tamagotchis was overwhelming. Just like with Jordans or Yeezys, people camped outside stores in 1997, and retailers struggled to keep Tamagotchis in stock. Some were willing to pay hundreds of dollars on the black market to secure one. Everyone, from the youngest children to adults, was obsessed. Some day camps even banned the virtual pets because they were too much of a distraction from making friendship bracelets and other typical activities for kids. During those camps, or when kids had to go to school, moms were charged to take care of their kids' digital chicks. In some cases, children became so anxious about their creature's well-being that their moms had to kill it by putting it in the freezer. Most of the buyers, however, were teenage girls or women in their 20s. One man complained, "My wife said good morning to the Tamagotchi, but she didn't say it to me."
Oh, sorry, I was just feeding my Tamagotchi.
In Tokorosawa, a Tokyo suburb, a driver crashed into another car while trying to tend to her beeping creature. One 35-year-old woman loved her pet chicken Hanako like a child and took it everywhere. So, when Hanako died, she held a funeral, put its body on a pedestal, prayed over it, and lit a cigarette in lieu of Japan's traditional incense burning. However, after the funeral, this woman simply pressed the reset button, while others took it more seriously. "I thought it would be better for him here because I didn't really want to reset him because it would be like a different thing. And I was really close to him. I know that sounds stupid, but I was. But you can bury your pets, and if you love something else, you can bury them as well." So said young mourner Danielle Perrin in 1997. Her beloved friend was placed into a tiny wooden coffin and buried in a small square grave on the beautiful farmland of Pontsmill, Cornwall, United Kingdom. But if you want to take an easier route, you can visit one of the online graveyards, such as tamatalk.com, where people to this day leave farewell messages to their departed pets. In just a year, Bandai sold over 40 million units worldwide, generating an estimated $150 million in revenue, with production costs estimated to be relatively low, around $3 per unit, and retail prices ranging from $15 to $20. The profit margins were substantial. However, the company couldn't keep up with the overwhelming demand. The toy's success was so immense that it led to the emergence of numerous knockoffs and copycat products. Some of these included the Gyoppy virtual pets, the Smart Chick, and the Dino Baby. Unlike other competing virtual pet brands, such as Gigapets or Dinky Dino, these all borrowed heavily from Tamagotchi's core gameplay, including copying the icon layout and the left or right game. However, none could quite capture the magic of the original. On the bright side, it gave people who couldn't buy it at retail or afford the high black market prices a chance to own something similar. Many considered Tamagotchi one-hit wonder, but there were tries to capitalize and ride the wave of virtual pets. As Tamagotchi was garnering a sizable female audience, The co-founders would later create Digimon using the same groundwork and overall concept as Tamagotchi, but with a more masculine style and added training and battling in an attempt to increase virtual pet appeal to males. Additionally, Bandai would go to experiment with other virtual pets like Wave UFO, Magical Witches, Pocket Biscuit, or Human Player, but none hit like original Tamagotchi. The Tamagotchi craze ran for roughly 2 years until it was replaced by the next big toy, Furbies. To celebrate 20th anniversary, Bandai re-released Tamagotchi in 2017 in Japan. In 2018, the models were distributed globally and have since been released seasonally with new shell designs. The re-released models are nicknamed the Oritama, short for Original Tamagotchi in Japan. To keep up with the mobile gaming trend, Bandai also announced a game called My Tamagotchi Forever, which was officially released worldwide on March 15, 2018. Nowadays, Tamagotchis are kept alive by collectors and fans on forums like Tamatalk or Facebook groups. Tamagotchi is often credited as the world's first handheld virtual pet and has sparked a successful franchise. On September 9, 2020, Tamagotchi was announced as one of 12 finalists, with a chance of being inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame. A red and black US Generation 1 shell in its original packaging was selected, with the brand being described as inspiring strong attachment and fascination. The Tamagotchi became a personal electronic device that playfully absorbed our attentions and extended our cultural fascination with robots and androids. Both the original and re-released models were subject to several collaborations with other brands. The original models had shells made in collaboration with Japan Airlines, Fuji Television, McDonald's restaurants in Asia. The tradition continued in 2023 with the re-released models through the Tamagotchi Remix project, including collaboration shells with streetwear brand Supreme, fashion designer Hiroshi Fujiwara, and music group Fantastics from Exile Tribe. Akihiro and Aki were jointly awarded an IG Nobel Prize, a satirical prize awarded annually to celebrate 10 unusual or trivial achievements in scientific research. They were credited as the father and mother of Tamagotchi for diverting millions of person-hours of work into the husbandry of virtual pets. 25 years later, the original concept of Tamagotchi as a wristwatch was used for the Tamagotchi smartwatch. For some reason, for the first year, Bandai was pushing the female developer as a founder and face of Tamagotchi, completely ignoring Akihiro. The first-generation Japanese version of Tamagotchi lacked a pause function, which became an issue as it would beep and demand attention during school hours. Bandai was forced to introduce a pause feature for the first American market, Tamagotchi, and it was later added to all subsequent Tamagotchi generations. Tamagotchi had a special stage, also known as the secret or hidden stage. This is a variant of the adult stage that occurs when certain adult characters are treated in a specific way, causing them to evolve into unique characters. Special stage characters are often more difficult and complex to get. In 1996, Tamagotchi became the first virtual pet. Now, in 2024, with advancements in AI, we have the first virtual friend. And interestingly, its shape resembles the Tamagotchi keychain.